I'm Larry Johnson, a professor here at Texas A&M University, and today we're going to talk about the female reproductive system, development of the corpus luteum, hormonal orchestration, the process of mitosis and meiosis, relationship of meiotic state to follicular development.
Whenever ovulation occurs, you get corpus hemorrhagium is bleeding, and then the luteinizing hormone from the pituitary causes the modification of these cells. The granulosa cells become luteinizing, the theca cells become luteinized, and so you have the granulosa lutein cells in the corpus luteum. And we see them here. These are the theca ones, and these are the granulosa lutein cells that we can see. And you can see the hemorrhagium in through there and the big development. So again, we can see the corpus luteum of the ovary. These are the theca cells, the smaller ones. They are located usually in the periphery, because that's kind of connective tissue. Well, theca was in the periphery, and then these are the granulosa cells that have been luteinized. So theca lutein cells, granulosa lutein cells is what we see. So these are the granulosa lutein cells. Right in through there may be some theca lutein cells. Now, whenever the corpus luteum regresses at the end of pregnancy, or in the case of no pregnancy, then it regresses to a corpus albican. So these white bodies, albican means white bodies, that we can see several of these around. So that's what there's a corpus luteum that's still active here, but these white bodies is the end product of a corpus albican. And here we can see it. So this is the ovulation to occur, corpus luteum develop, and then the corpus albican is the white body that remains. So here we see a corpus luteum here, here, and here. Corpus luteum is kind of like an iceberg in that a little bit's at the surface, but there's a lot inside. There's another corpus luteum. And we can see these big lutein cells, a very euchromatic nucleus, lots of lipids because it's producing hormones. The corpus luteum mostly produces progesterone, but also some estrogen to quieten the uterus and to maintain pregnancy and to help get the uterus going in a secretory phase. And here we see one of those cells. So this is the same cell as this. There's lipid inside there. Here we can see the lipid. A lot of smooth endoplasmic reticulum for steroid production, and also it's got mitochondria with tubuli Christi, euchromatic nucleus, as you can see there. So the smooth cytoplasm we see here is really the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Corpus albican, we can see another one here, here, and here, and it's kind of like a little scar. So from the pituitary, you got LH, which causes a follicle to develop, and then ultimately LH surge causes ovulation to occur to about day 14. So this is the follicular phase and the luteal phase. So you get the luteinizing hormone changes the granulosa cells to granulosa lutein cells, and that produces progesterone and estrogen, and that feeds back on the hypothalamus in a positive feedback loop. And so you have the pituitary hormones, LH and FSH, modifying, orchestrating the activity of the ovaries, and then we'll see that the ovary also will be modifying the uterine development, as you can see. Now, before birth, you have mitosis, cytogenesis of the spermatogonia. So prenatally, you get development of these occur, and that's what you see, these primordial follicles that has happened. However, after you get development, so it has actually initiated meiosis. So it's in the early stage, the dictyate stage, that the egg is found. So these are primordial follicles that you see there. This is not one because it's already got a polar body. And then later, the development is synchronized with the follicle. So it stays in that dictyate stage for a long time, and most of them die right there. But if it's called upon, it will re-enter in meiosis. And you get the first meiotic division, there's a polar body, and the second meiotic division occurs, its fertilization has occurred. So in meiosis, what we have is chromosome from mama and papa. They're duplicated for the first meiotic division. They homologous pairs line up at the saponemia complex, and then you have papa pull away from mama is what happens, and then the second meiotic division, papa lines up and mom lines up, and that produces, in the case of spermatogenesis, 4 spermatids. But in case of oogenesis, it just produces a zygote. There's no counterpart to the spermatid. There's no ootid. There's an oocyte, but there's no ootid, because this second polar body does not get removed unless fertilization to occur, and then it's a zygote. That is zygote. So here we can see the crossing over of the chromosomes. Here's papa and there's a mama. Chromatids are duplicated, and then you get a crossover here to occur, and they split again at the first meiotic division. Papa pulls away from mama. Second meiotic division, 1 pulls away from 2, and 3 pulls away from 4 is what happens. But only one of them is the DNA in the cell. The other ones are in polar bodies, which are excluded. And here we can see what happens before birth. You get the mitotic activity of the spermatogonia, and they enter in meiosis, and that's our the primordial follicles have the primary oocyte inside there, because it has gone through its mitotic activity and now has entered meiosis. So meiosis is turned on and then is turned off right there at birth. But after birth, it's turned on again if that follicular growth calls upon that particular oocyte. If that particular oocyte is called upon with the follicular development, and who knows how that's done, then it will turn back on meiosis. But then it stops again. So it stops again and doesn't finish meiosis with a second meiotic division unless fertilization to occur. So it has to be activated by sperm before, and then at the completion of the meiosis, instead of being ootid, it's a zygote, because it never would have completed unless it's fertilized. So in the female, you turn meiosis on before birth, then you turn it off at birth, and then you turn it on again with follicular development, but not till the end, not till you get activated with a sperm will it actually complete, and then you got a zygote.
We want to acknowledge the original source of drawings, pictures, images that were produced and used during this presentation. They were produced by the original sources, which we want to acknowledge, and we used them in this presentation, modified the presentation. So this is the end of the female reproductive system, this part, that is the development of corpus luteum, hormonal orchestration of process, mitosis and meiosis, and the relationship of meiosis to follicular development.